In the random repairs file, I have re-terminated the cable for the starter motor because the lug on the cable broke off. So that's got a nice new lug properly crimped on and heat shrunk over it to protect everything, and so that's all ready to start again. Another small repair I've made, this fuel bowl was leaking, so previously I had replaced the O-ring in the output. You can see here it's leaking out the bottom, leaking out this union here. I've got a new washer, so we'll put that on and see if that fixes the problem. So this appears to be little red thing. Possibly used to be an O-ring once upon a time. Okay, so it looks like the little doofer that was there before can be replaced by this O-ring and washer. Sorry. See that there? Using the pick so I don't drop them. Now I would do the other one, but as that isn't exactly the same as what I took out, that little part seemed to be a little plastic grommet, and I've replaced it with the rubber O-ring. What I'm going to do is just prime this so it's full of fuel and leave it overnight with some newspaper underneath to see if it leaks. So that's all primed. Nothing leaking out so far, that's good. So I'll leave that overnight and see if there's any residue there in the morning. Then I realised that the fuel was actually leaking out the lid, so I last night replaced the gasket, and that seems to have done the trick. Now there may still obviously be a need to look at why it's leaking out the gasket. The shutoff may not be working properly, so I may need to service that in due course, but at the moment the main thing is that the fuel is not leaking near the exhaust pipe, so that's a good thing. I've also got a replacement oil pressure sender. So this is the old one that I've taken out with no pressure. This should be a closed circuit. It is not. There's a new one. Oops. There we see. It is. So that's much better. I've already assembled it onto the T junction. This car has a oil pressure gauge fitted as well. So this ender isn't overly critical, however I do like to have everything working. So now we'll just refit the oil pressure switch. Just put a 3/8 bolt in here temporarily. Stop too much oil coming out. T-junction actually has a tapered thread on it, so we can get it nice and tight. Okay, up, lead. So I won't be able to test that just at the minute because I believe the bulb's actually blown as well. What we can do, however, is give things a bit of a clean up from the leak. Right, so the next little job I've got to do on the car is sort out this rear muffler. If we have a look down here, you'll see underneath that rear seam is cracked due to the car scraping on the ground. If you remember from an earlier video, the muffler was formerly hard mounted to the back of the car. I've since fixed that, but in the meantime that scraping has caused the muffler to break. So I am going to have a go at fixing that. I've got a new MIG welder and I'm going to see how I get on welding some nice thin metal like this exhaust. So away we go. Okay, first thing I want to do is clean off all the old paint. And next up I want to close up the gap here as much as possible, so that this edge is a bit better. What I'm doing here is actually sliding the hammerhead face across the metal as I hit it to actually roll the edge a little. So if we have a wee look what it's like now, sorry, should be able to see there that is actually closed up a bit. Now the fun bit, actually doing some welding. Let's see how we go. By the way, I'm not too worried about the paint on the car or anything like that getting damaged. As you can see, it's not in great condition already. Right, let's have a look at this mess. As you can see here, it's taken me pretty much the whole weld to get the welder and myself anywhere near dialed in. So what I'm going to do now is grind this back and check what needs fixing up still. Let's have a look now. You can see, oh, there we go. I've still got a bit of work to do there, so back to the welder and see how we get on. At this point, we've come to the diminishing returns part of trying to weld an exhaust. You can see here, I think things are getting worse rather than better. I need a bit more practice welding, I think, before attempting something this difficult. However, as it's a pretty cheap component, I think we'll call that a day. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to see more of what's happening with this Spitfire, hit the subscribe and hit the bell icon to get your alerts in your inbox, and hit me up in the comments if you've got any questions or other comments about the video or what I'm doing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.